I said, let's look at the picture. I said, you have Terrence Stamp as a vicious general. Sarah Douglas is the man-eater. Somebody has to relate to these kids because this is a big child audience you have. So I'm going to take this brutish guy and play him like a child, learning how to work my eyes and with my mannerisms as a child. And he said, wow, what a brilliant idea. And it worked out pretty well, and it was, when I was doing certain scenes, like it was beside the truck and I'm burning a hole for the first time with my eyes, and the little kids next to me, I'm jumping up and down like a kid. Oh my God, like I'm having the best time of my life. And so and then when I first time I ever went to a Comic-Con, people come up to me and they said, my God, you can actually speak?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Three Geeks Podcast. Max will be joining us shortly. I took us live a little bit early just because all the links are going to hit social media at 7. So I wanted to actually be here when the media links hit. So what's up, everybody? I saw The Flash. I can't wait to talk to you guys about it. Max saw Transformers Beast Wars or whatever it's called, and I can't wait to hear about it from him. I watched all of Succession. I'm going to talk about it, and I watched the new Walking Dead. So there's a lot of stuff to chat. Mike, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. That's a lot of stuff that was watched. So.
Dude, Succession, man. That was a ride. that was a ride. A great show. I mean, great acting in that show. The characters are all suck. They suck as human beings. The standout of that show, though, acting wise, is definitely Kieran Culkin. Just because I didn't expect that from him. Mainly because I know him from the Home Alone movies. Like I haven't seen a whole lot with him since he was in.
A lot can happen in 20 plus years.
Yeah, no, for sure. But Kieran was brilliant in that show, especially in the second to last episode when he has a lot of epiphanies about who he is and who his family is. But if you haven't watched Succession and you just want to watch a masterclass in acting, go check out Succession on HBO right now. It is a very well done show.
I couldn't get into it. I watched the first couple episodes, and I couldn't get into it.
Oh, there's a lot of shitty people. I get it. I get it if you can't watch it because all the show is just the family backstabbing. It's Arrested Development, dramatic,
except serious. Yeah. With none of the charm and none of the fun.
Well, also, it's a lot of at times pedantic boardroom stuff too. If you're not into the genre of corporate maneuvering, then it's probably gonna be not appealing to you. But
yeah, I thought I was watching Iron Fist for a solid 10 minutes there, and it turns out it's a whole different show. It's a lot better than that, but yeah.
There's this episode, I can't remember which season it's from, where they literally businessmen go in a room and they pick who they want to be the next president. And that is scary because I know that that's probably true. Which kind of just blows my mind.
Yeah, now if you want to have a discussion about that, we can have Marcus from Left Flank Bets on. It's yes, that's pretty much how it goes.
Then they cut out the scene where they take off their face mask and they're all reptilian underneath.
Yeah.
But if you just watching people act, Succession is definitely the show for you because everybody in that show is so strong. Like I said, Kieran was the standout for me. I hope to see more of Kieran Culkin in the future because that dude, if he's not nominated for an Emmy, I'll be surprised.
I pretty much like him every time I see him, and then he doesn't usually go over. It's never just oh well, he really went for 11 on that one. So I like Kieran Culkin a lot. And I loved it. Him in Scott Pilgrim.
Yep.
He was really good in Scott Pilgrim. I thought I was going to be distracted. I started the show and I'm like, okay, Kieran Culkin's in it. I know Kieran Culkin, Fuller, he's going to wet the bed. I hope this doesn't take me out of the show. But no, I completely forgot it was a Culkin. I was invested in the character. So great job. That was a great show. I watched The Walking Dead, Dead City or Dead. I don't know what it's called, but the show's good. Like I didn't watch the last like 4 seasons of The Walking Dead. The only reason I wanted to watch this is because Maggie and Negan were my favorite characters when I stopped watching the show, and they're paired up in this. So that kind of enticed me to watch it. And I think I'm going to go back for episode 2, even though I had no idea what was happening for the first half of this episode. Because again, I didn't see how we got to this point. So, but it's a basic premise. Maggie's kid gets taken. And Negan knows the guy who took him, so she reluctantly asks for Negan help, and they go on a journey together.
Lots of zany adventures.
But it's not the same Negan from when I stopped watching the show. So, but it's been fun to watch, and I like it. So I hope it stays that way. I hope this is like a 1 or 2 seasons and done. It's probably not because AMC loves. I get it. Like this is your thing. Like you want to milk it. You're making money. God bless you.
If you are one of a million people who like it, then it'll go on for like 5 seasons. If you are one of 100 people who like it, it'll go on for 2 seasons.
Like AMC should just be called Walking Dead Network now at this point. Because that's a show that actually sticks around. Like all the other shows that even have a smidgen of an interesting idea only get 2 seasons at this point.
Well, it's the Walking Dead Network featuring Breaking Bad spinoffs.
Yeah, I was about to say Walking Dead / Saul Network. There we go.
Yeah, we have two ideas, and we're gonna milk them till we're done.
I mean, like if we don't get these, we got nothing. So this is what we're doing. Well, for sure.
I watched.
Sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
I was about to say we were talking about TV. I watched the first episode of The Idol, so there's that.
What is that?
It's the Weeknd's fan fiction, basically. As someone where he's like, I'm gonna show run this, I'm gonna co-write it, co-create it, I'm gonna play like this sexy yet creepy cult leader, and I'm gonna get in Lily Rose Depp's panties. And that's basically the show.
All right.
I don't know. There's a second episode. Maybe they elaborate on that.
Basically,
it's from the
Entourage.
Yeah. Well, no, it's from one of the showrunners of Euphoria, so it's kind of a continuation of that style. I've seen some episodes of Euphoria, and I get what the appeal is, especially for their target demographic. And yeah, The Idol's I'm not the target demographic for The Idol because it's about like a pop idol and the rough and tumble of her life and stuff like that, and all the people that handle her, essentially. But yeah, I just didn't find it interesting. And I found as soon as The Weeknd shows up in it, I'm like, yeah, I can tell he co-created this because he's like, any excuse I get to just be in sex scenes or be a total creep. And The Weeknd, dude, stick to singing. Like, that's all I can say.
The Weeknd and the RZA, like just stick to the soundtrack. Like, I would love that if The Weeknd and the RZA would work together on a soundtrack. But
know your strengths. Like,
right,
you're good in the small doses, like Uncut Gems. He was good for his like 2 minutes of screen time, and then here though he's the lead or the co-lead with Lily Rose Depp. She does okay with what little I saw of her character in the show, but yeah, I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna tune in again. It's not for me. I don't get it.
I don't think it's getting good reviews either. I'm not as sure though, but
The thing is about it is that it tries to lean into this whole satirical, like, hey, this is what it's like to be overly sexualized in the pop industry and people get exploited and stuff, while it just actively does that. And I'm like, your mission statement is
right. We can't do both.
I watched a little bit of Euphoria. I watched the first season of Euphoria, but I felt dirty watching that show. Like, I'm like, this isn't for me. This is a really good show. Like, Zendaya is amazing in it.
That's the thing. I felt the performances in Euphoria, from what I saw of the show, were actually a lot more consistent and more thought out than what I saw in this initial episode of The Idol. And I'm just like, I get what you're saying, because it weirds me out, because I'm like, the dude who co-wrote this, probably in his 30s, or he's our age or something like that. It's weird.
Yeah, I've only heard like good things about Euphoria. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not ever gonna watch it. I just don't want to be that guy.
Well, Max, we both cheated on Tony this weekend and saw movies without him. So tell me about
phrasing.
So tell me the movie you saw this weekend, and I'll get into mine.
I went and saw Transformers Beast Mode or whatever. What do they call it?
It's almost the same thing I said before you got here. Max saw Transformers Beast Morphers or something. And
Transanimorphs.
Transanimorph robot bestiality. No, I watched it. The Transformers Beast. Is it Beast Wars? What is it?
Rise of the Beasts.
Rise of the Beasts. Okay. It is not anywhere close to as bad as any of the Michael Bay Transformers. It's more on par with the Bumblebee. If you like that one, you should be more down for this one. I thought the voice acting wasn't great in this, which I found surprising.
Pete Davidson's one of the cars. Of course, it's not good.
Is Pete Davidson Mirage?
Yeah, he's Mirage.
God damn it! I should have known that. Oh,
I want to watch
that. Makes so much sense. What'd you say, Jason?
I want to watch Pete Davidson's new show. He's got Joe Pesci in it. Like Joe Pesci came out of retirement to be in this Pete Davidson show.
I don't understand what is the appeal of Pete Davidson. I do not
Let's reframe that. Joe Pesci came out of retirement because Pete Davidson gave him a lot of money. Not to just be in the Pete Davidson show.
That's the whole reason I want to watch the show. Like Pete Davidson has made me laugh, chuckle every once in a while, but he's never one of those guys where I'm like, I gotta see the Pete Davidson thing. No, I want to see this Joe Pesci show. That is
the only thing I find funny about Pete Davidson is the consistent meme of who's he dating now.
Right. Yeah.
That's the only thing I find funny. It's like whenever anyone is going through a divorce in the tabloids, it's like, give him 2 weeks. Pete Davidson will find them. Man, woman, whatever. Pete Davidson will find them.
I heard you're having a rough time. I'm Pete Davidson. But no, so Mirage does actually get to be a little like grating. But for the most part, I actually enjoyed like all the characters. I liked the humans. I thought they were cool. I liked that they went to New York and like it's all brown people. Like I really.
It's like, Brooklyn.
Yeah, you're in Brooklyn. There's a Puerto Rican guy and a black chick, and I'm like, okay, this makes sense.
And like they have motivations outside of I got a car that's an alien and I'm a horny teenager. Like
yes, they actually have motivations, and it's really good. And yeah, so like all the people do a good job. I really had a lot of fun in the movie. There, can we throw up the spoiler?
Yeah, hold on.
Throw up the spoilers. All right. I know you guys are huge Transformers fans, and for some reason you haven't gone and seen the movie. But at the end of it, there's a really sick G.I. Joe tie-in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, maybe we're on track to make a half-decent G.I. Joe movie. It's going to be a G.I. Joe Transformers team-up, but I'm down. I'm down for that. And then, you know what? If you get G.I. Joe and Transformers, you get Mask. Like, that's Mask. So I'm like, please, like, let's go. Let's do it. Like, why not?
Did you like the third act where all of a sudden what's his name turned into Mega Man?
I didn't hate it.
That's what I'm saying. I actually liked that part. I'm like, oh my gosh, now it's a Mega Man movie. This is awesome.
And it's I thought that was super cool. Just like like the Mirage is like, oh well, I'm fucked. Like, hey, we still need to save the world. And like it actually, the one thing I don't shouldn't say the only thing. There's definitely a few things I didn't like about the movie, but the main thing I didn't like is that like it turns out that there's no stakes. Like anyone who died like comes back. So it's like, oh, okay, I guess it's not that big of a deal, like whatever. And Bumblebee's still super cool, which I don't like. That's just not his character.
Someone stayed dead. Michelle Yeoh's Eagle character.
Oh yeah. The new one. Yeah, sure.
They pulled
a Stranger Things. Yeah. They introduced 3 new people. They kill one of them.
Did you ever watch the Beast Wars show, Max?
Beast Wars was actually most of my Transformers experience. Like the cartoon, the original cartoon was just a little bit before my time, and like I watched it growing up a little bit, and obviously like the 1983 movie. I traumatized me greatly. So I'd seen all those things, but like day in, day out, I probably watched some more Beast Wars cartoon than I have like the actual original cartoon. So
what'd you think of the Maximals?
I liked how they introduced them. Like it wasn't just like because in the cartoon, like it's a little bit of time travel, and like the Transformers happen upon primeval Earth, so it's primeval. I don't think that's the right word. Primordial, like
early Earth.
Yeah, and like they're doing their whole thing. So I dug that. There's like, okay, well, this is just Transformers that are from this planet that you see, like, so they're like they were in the future, and I guess they travel kind of back into the past a little bit with their little time key thing, but they don't really make a big deal about that. And it's like I thought it was all right. I did not like and this is the in every Transformers movies, they don't do Decepticons right. And like they're just kind of blah villains, and there's never any like.
Well, they weren't even Decepticons in this, right? They were something else. They were
they were just cons.
Terracons.
Yeah.
I think Peter Dinklage voiced the leader. I think Peter Dinklage was the ringleader.
That's cool. I mean, like he did a good job. I like Scourge was okay, but it's like okay. I didn't get the ant. I can't remember his name right now. It's my favorite Decepticon.
Oh my gosh, I remember the show. I'm trying
to. The Queen.
Is he literally called? No, not Rampage. Something. Onslaught. I don't know.
Yeah, something. Yeah, whatever. Like whatever.
I was hoping for a Waspinator.
Waspinator. Yes, like Waspinator would have been great. There's no Megatron, like, and I just like, there's no Galvatron, there's no Megatron, and I'm like, if you're messing with Unicron, like, let's go, like,
let's that because Unicron's not dead or anything. He's just
he's just far away. But so like, there's things I like. I just the villains, they are lacking. Like we need better villains, and that would be the only thing that like I would really, really cry about from the movie. It's a fun watch. It doesn't feel too long when you're watching it. But you get a little fun G.I. Joe crossover, and we'll call it a day. Like my nerd is happy.
Let's keep the talk on Hasbro right now, because Hasbro has
boo Hasbro boo.
They have. I mean they have put a bunch of life into Magic the Gathering the last week and a half. This
Boo
gimmick
Hasbro.
With the one ring gimmick.
Oh my god,
was brilliant. I mean, it's brilliant. The boxes are in demand. They're selling a shit ton of product.
Well, no, but they weren't that brilliant though, because they're like, okay, we're gonna make a serialized one of one, the One Ring, right? So one person can get this card. There's only one. It's got the stamp on it, right? Here we go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That kind of hurts me in the heart a little bit, just out of the sheer obviousness of it.
Right. But then they're like, okay, you can only get these in the collector's boosters. If it were me, I'd have been like, you can pull the one-on-one ring out of anything. Like, buy any pack, it might be in there. Except because, like, they've excluded 2/3 of their product already. Like, after we sell out of the collector's boosters, like, all the other stuff is going to have a hard time moving because nobody cares. Like, the thing isn't in there. And so, like, they were kind of smart, but not real smart.
Well,
we're due for another collector's bubble to burst. I mean,
I mean, it is brilliant. I agree with you. If they wanted to really like up their things, they would have put them in the other boxes. But they're going for $500 a box right now, the collector's ones. So
yeah,
they got people interested in a Magic set, and I guarantee you they're going to do this again.
But they don't, like, Hasbro doesn't make that money though. Like, that's the thing. Like, Hasbro already got paid. And they didn't get paid $500 a box.
It's still good for the brand that the brand is
sure. But I mean, like, it's
great for the future landfills too.
Yeah, like that's what's up. No, it's the Lord of the Rings set is actually kind of cool, and like, I mean, we did get a bunch of just straight Lord of the Rings fans buying Magic cards because they've got Gandalf on them. You know, like it's it's not dumb, and there's a big market to be tapped into. But like the set itself is, I'm thinking it's just okay right now. It's not like a great, super fun set that you want to come back to. The mechanics are just okay. So like there's a lot of stuff that they could have done a lot better to make it more of a lasting product, and you can just see the cash grab all over it, and that's what makes me sad. Like it really could have been done a lot better, because like this set has been in the works for a while now, and like for it to just be okay is kind of shitty.
I started watching. I need stuff to listen to and not actually like watch during the day. So I've started watching Alpha Investments again. He's a Magic guy, and he was talking about how this is like put a major shot in the arm in Magic. It's got everybody interested in it again.
Yeah, but it's the same deal as like
and this
GameStop,
one doesn't dilute the value of the cards, unlike some of their previous sets where they're just reprinting cards that are worth a lot of money. So
I don't even care.
It puts me a step closer to my Power Rangers Magic the Gathering.
I don't know why. I don't know why they don't like.
They
Power Rangers
now.
Yeah, they own it now, so they should. Absolutely.
They need to do Power Rangers. They need to do Ninja Turtles. They need to do GI Joe. They need to do all that stuff. If they could.
An 80s kids set, and put all of them together. Ninja Turtles with the Power Rangers.
They already did Transformers, and they kind of ruined that. They didn't do it correctly, and it's not its own set. So that's already a snub.
It will be now, Max.
I'm down. I'm down if they want to do it, but again, like if they were handling things correctly, I would be more happy about these things. But like, I mean, you watch any of the last episodes of Yu and Tang, like I can't stand Hasbro. I can't stand the way they're running Magic the Gathering, and I honestly, it sucks, but like I just hope they fail all the time. I'm just like, how do you guys stay in this when you're acting so dumb? But
isn't that kind of their now allegedly kind of their practice though, is that they do just run the gamut of repeating like past models just in inferior like versions. Like this is the same thing with their toy lines too, right? Yeah. Like they'll run the same model of like a figure, like say a Spider-Man figure or something like that, except that it's just done with a lot more cheaper material, but then the price is jacked up because it is limited edition type of thing. It's just
yeah, no, it's their MO. Like I'm not. I mean, like they can only be them, right? Like they can only do what they do, and we've seen that time and time again. But like it just sucks that they own one of the companies that I love. Like that's where I'm like sad.
They're the Disney of toys.
Yeah, it's just awful. It's
and I think
awful.
At this point, aren't they owned by Disney too?
I don't know if they're owned by Disney, but like they definitely have like some
definitely partnership deals. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Hasbro makes their toys, maybe. But anyway, I saw The Flash. I liked it a lot. Is it the best comic book movie of all time? Fuck no. It's not even close to the best comic book movie of all time. I will say this. Ezra Miller, you like shot yourself in the foot because you were really good in this movie. I really liked you in this movie, and this could have been a huge launching point for you. And unfortunately, it's not going to be. He did a great job in this movie as the Flash. I think it helped that there was two of them. So one to be annoyed with the other one kind of helped, one
to be like, bro, did you fart again?
To be more embraced with him. But the stars of this movie are, as I expected it to be, was Michael Keaton and Sasha Calle. She was wonderful as Kara and Supergirl, and Michael Keaton as Batman. That's everything I wanted Michael Keaton's Batman to be. Like, I was really excited. I wish that the guy who made this movie had just made a Batman movie, because everything with Batman, even the Ben Affleck Batman at the beginning,
I saw
Batman was awesome.
Is it he got tapped to direct Brave and the Bold for James Gunn's new line of
it's
movies.
A rumor. And
a rumor? That's just what I saw on a feed. I'm
not going to spoil it, folks.
Brave and the Bold. Okay, I'm down.
But this movie has my favorite troll / final image ever, and I really hope that who ends up being Batman at the end of this movie is our Batman going forward for the big DCU. I am all in on this.
Yeah, that's spoiling it for me. I know, I heard about this. I'm like, I'm all for that, honestly.
Dude, it was awesome. I cheered in the theater, and so did the theater, which was kind of surprising because of who it was. I'm going to tell you, Max, cover your ears for a second because I'm going to say it. Spoiler. George Clooney shows up at the end as Batman.
I was watching your mouth.
Max can read lips at that point.
God damn it!
Close
You
your
said
eyes,
George
man.
Clooney. No, I didn't. I wanted to know secretly, deep down. You said George Clooney.
I was watching his face while you said it. I'm like, he's watching your lips, dude.
It was great because even the Flash says what the whole audience is saying. Who the fuck are you?
Oh my God.
I loved it. It was one of the best trolls ending sequences of a film I have ever seen. Like, I loved it. The theater erupted in laughter, and I mean, if they played it as a joke and they end up undoing it going forward, I'm perfectly fine with that because, we don't need Ezra Miller back.
It totally makes sense because I haven't seen the movie. I'm not going to watch the movie until I can watch it for free on Max. Not you, but the platform. But like,
the platform.
Thank you for that.
So dumb. I feel so bad. I got to clarify that now every time I'm on. But
I like it. I
knew Keaton wasn't coming back because they scrapped Batgirl, and that was going to be him co-starring in that. And I think I'd heard earlier like all his like cameos he had for like Aquaman and something else, maybe like they scrapped those too. So I'm like, oh well, this is his last hurrah, I guess.
I gotta say, man, I think we're gonna see Keaton again, maybe in a one-off movie or something. But dude, for 70 years old, man, he I don't know like how much of it was him, but even just like the way he was moving, Michael Keaton enjoyed being in this movie. Cool. I could tell you right now, he was having fun. There's lots of smiles on his face at various points of the movie. There are a couple lines that they shoehorn.
Glad Batman gets to smile a lot.
A couple times he smiles. There's a couple words in this movie or phrases that were shoehorned in, like, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. But, it's fine. The movie was fun. It was a blast. I really dug it. I was surprised how much fun I had it. In the opening sequence, we kind of get to see the Justice League kind of being the Justice League a little bit, like working together. And I thought that was kind of cool. And it's the best of the DCEU easily. It does have some of the same problems that the Snyder movies have, where you can tell certain things were cut out to make the movie a certain amount of time. So there's plot points or emotional moments that could have been played out a little bit better, but for the most part,
that's a Snyder problem because the thing is with the Snyder movies, he leaves all that shit in.
Well, they still make him take it out because he always makes the extended versions.
No, what they do is they let him film the movie, then they let someone else redirect the movie and edit stuff out, as we've discovered in the past couple of years. So,
but I had a lot of fun with The Flash. I'd give it a 3 out of 5. It's definitely worth going to see. Don't feed into the hype. Go and just expect to watch a fun comic book movie, and you won't be disappointed. And the sequence that got spoiled with Nicolas Cage was awesome. But I think that's about as much of that movie as I need to see ever in my life. The 1 minute is good. I don't want that full-length film.
Yeah.
I'm sure Kevin Smith cried. I'm sure he cried about it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he had to.
And I'm sure
know what
Superman Lives being like that fucker.
You guys know what Superman Lives was about. Superman fights a scorpion. Yeah. You get to see that in this movie.
Yes!
Let's get it right. It's not a scorpion. It's a giant spider, as John Peters would say it is.
But all the other surprise cameos are awesome. They're fun. They're warranted. Are
there any of the dead actors being CGI'd in there? Because that'll definitely be a point where I'm like, nah.
They're quick and they just stand there. They don't do anything. It's just glimpses of them, but that's it. When they show the 66 Batman universe, it's literally you don't get zoomed into anything. They only do it on a major one. They zoom in once on a major character that unfortunately has passed away and can't be in it. But I mean, he literally just stands there. It's just a quick glimpse because you see all the worlds just getting destroyed and so forth. But I didn't think it was that bad. At least they didn't use him. Like I was afraid they were gonna pull him into the world and use him, but they don't.
So it's like a one and done, like just 5 seconds and you're out.
I wish there was more emotion with Barry's mom's, death and the inevitable how that plays out in the end. But it's a comic book movie. It's one of the better comic book movies. So I mean, I'd rank this up there with a better version of like Ant-Man Quantumania. It's better than that, but it's the same kind of comic booky movie, in my opinion. I know everybody out there is like
Quantumania was not good.
No, I'm saying you enjoyed Quantumania. I'm saying like it's fun for a comic booky movie. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy Ant-Man 1 and 2 a lot.
He liked Quantumania. When we left the theater, he loved Quantumania.
I don't know what loved. I don't know what loved.
You did.
There's no Michael Pena. There's no Michael.
It doesn't matter. You still loved it when we left the
serious lack of
theater.
Michael Pena in that one.
Yeah,
you're like, I really liked King.
Is he one of the cameos in this one? Is Michael Pena a cameo in this? Is it just Luis there being like, oh my god, the universe is open up. Let me tell you how it went down, bro.
And then he punches somebody in the face.
That'd be awesome. But no, so John Orlando's gonna be joining us here shortly. I give it a 3 out of 5. It's fun. Go check it out.
Yeah, that's what I give Transformers to.
It's a summer blockbuster. I'm sure Transformers is too. So
I can't wait to see it in October.
Real quick though, I did start watching. Oh God, what is it called?
Little House on the Prairie.
No, I've been watching that, but the Unicorn.
Jared Jodorowsky.
Yes, Genndy Tartakovsky.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. So his new show, it's been out for a little bit now, but I just started watching it, and I am in love already. Episode 1, and I'm down. The story is awesome. The acting is great, and all of the little Genndy-isms are there, and it's just. It takes me right back. I feel like I'm watching Samurai Jack and Dexter's Lab again.
Now that's an Adult Swim one, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I saw a preview for that, and also for they're doing a Superman anime. My friend Superman or something. My Adventures with Superman, and that's going to be an Adult Swim too. The opening sequence looks like really cool. It's like anime Superman. It's like
I mean, I'm down for anime, so you got me there. See, yeah, Superman. I'm not. He sucks as a character, but we'll see if they make him interesting.
All right, guys. 5 Michael Keaton movies. I totally didn't do my list right before this started, but I'm going to kick mine off with number 5, and that is The Founder. I really liked him as the douchebag who founded McDonald's, or not founded McDonald's, but exploited McDonald's.
Stole McDonald's.
He made the ice cream machines that don't work. Even though I've heard that when they say the ice cream machine is broken, it's really just them not wanting to change the ice cream bag.
They don't want to make your ice cream.
We see you.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I wouldn't want to do it either. But like, also, fuck you. I want some ice cream.
Yeah, well, my number 5 is The Founder. There's going to probably be some overlap here because Michael Keaton has been in some iconic stuff.
Yep. Who goes next? Should I go next? I'm on top with you here. And then we'll pass down to Max.
You are.
Puff, puff, give. Yeah. My number 5 is Batman. I like him in Batman, and we've talked about Batman. In fact, Max and I did an episode that will be coming out soon, since it is Flash weekend and he's back in theaters as Batman. I'll be releasing the Batman episode tomorrow, probably, so you can hear more of my thoughts on Batman.
I was very careful not to spoil too much about him as Batman because I don't want you guys to be spoiled on it. Go ahead, Max.
My number 5 Keaton movie is Batman Returns.
Nice.
Because Batman belongs on the list, but higher up. So, yeah, Batman Returns, the lesser of the 2 Keaton Batmans, I think.
My number 4, because Batman Returns is my favorite Keaton Batman movie, is Batman.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. I mean, it's all subjective. But my number 4 is Batman. For the longest time, I don't know what it was. Like, same thing with the first Christopher Reeves Superman movie. Like, I just dismissed these for a long time. And I recently just rewatched the Christopher Reeves one, and I had recently just rewatched the 89 Batman. That's a good movie. That's a good superhero movie. I really dig that film. I don't know what my beef was with it, like, for the longest time. Maybe I just seen it too much, and I was just trying to be, anti-establishment, but it's good. Jack Nicholson is a good Joker. I mean, he's Jack Nicholson as the Joker, but still, it's fantastic.
Well, you had like 700 seasons of Hill Street Blues to get through first, I'm sure. So it's like,
I've never seen that.
Okay, well, I'm just reaching for old people shows or old shows.
John
I know
John's
coming on, so I figured we'd get some synergy going here. But
John does have me watching Homicide: Life on the Streets. So
that was the one I was actually.
Which is the show that the guy who made The Wire made prior to The Wire.
Yeah,
and it's the first show where John Munch is, Belzer's John Munch character appears for Law and Order. So it's okay so far. It reminds me of NYPD Blue. But anyway, Max, what is your number 4?
What?
Oh, Mike. Sorry, Mike. You distracted me with the old
totally threw us off there. Wouldn't it be cool if Batman was in Homicide: Life on the Street, though?
It would be so much cooler.
I think he would fit in there, honestly. My number 4 is Spotlight. I really liked him in Spotlight from a couple years back. It's a heavy movie, though, because it's about, the Catholic priest abuse scandals that are out there and still happening. And he plays just a very normal, down-to-earth Boston reporter, editor for this newspaper, and based on a true story, based on a real-life person. And he's got the Boston accent is strong with him in this one, but he plays it real. Like, he's not overly melodramatic. It's not a really overly melodramatic movie. Most of the melodramatic stuff goes to Mark Ruffalo's character, and justifiably so, because he gets just strung out having to report about all these trigger warning molestations and things happening in the church. And Michael Keaton just plays a really anchored newsman in it that absolutely sells me on him being gruff and at times abrasive, but also, pragmatic. So
I need to see that. I haven't seen that yet. I did watch.
Like I said, just get ready to stare into the abyss for like an hour after you watch the movie, because it's not like horrific. Like, there's nothing depicted that's, thankfully, it's not depicting anything graphic or explicit. It's just so soul crushing to be like, oh my God, this is a true story and it's still happening. And oh my God, we're a horrible species.
I just watched She Said, which is about the Harvey Weinstein issues. And I expected to feel like that after that movie, but it was good. It was a good movie. It had the lady from Big Sick that I really like, but it seemed like the process of getting Harvey Weinstein exposed was super easy in that movie, and I don't feel like it was. So I wish we'd been able to see a little bit more of that conflict, kind of see what they had to go through. But other than that, it was a good movie. But I want to see Spotlight because I've heard that is amazing. Max, what's your 4?
My 4 is going to Birdman.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, had a lot of fun. It was when we never thought that Michael Keaton would actually get to play Batman again. This was going to be the closest thing to that, and I fully dug it. I really enjoyed the movie. I think everyone does a solid job, and it's a fun, interesting romp in the theater.
Yeah, I figured one of you would have it on this list. I see Batman's too big for me to not put on my list, but this one I'd left off because I knew you'd have it, Max. But yeah, it's good. All right, so my number 3, Jesus, is going to be Beetlejuice. I love Beetlejuice. I'm excited they're making a sequel. I'm glad Michael Keaton's back as Beetlejuice. If his performance is half as awesome as it was in The Flash and Beetlejuice, I'm in. I like these actors doing their final lap around revisiting some of their old characters. Like, I'm hearing positive things about Indiana Jones coming out in a couple weeks, so I can't wait to see Michael Keaton back as Beetlejuice.
My number 3 was also Beetlejuice. I'm not as excited as you are to hear that they're making another one, because I feel like I think he said everything he needs to say with the character, but hey, if he can add a new dimension to it, I'm sure I'll check it out eventually. Yeah, I don't mind Michael Keaton coming back and getting one more paycheck for these roles that kind of really put him in the spotlight, pun intended. But I don't know. I hope he has fun. I hope he's able to move on to other original projects after that. and I hope he gets to retire and live out his days peacefully without, issues.
We are in agreement. Number 3 belongs to Beetlejuice. The rare full rodeo. No, Beetlejuice is a great movie. It's so much fun. There's just a lot of interesting things going on, and everybody even old dude who turned out to be super shitty is solid in this movie.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's you gotta remember that he's an asshole, not necessarily an asshole.
That is the first movie as I can recall early in my childhood where I'd actually heard the F-bomb in a movie outside of my own household. Nice fucking model. Honk, honk.
Yeah, no, Beetlejuice, great film.
It is a great movie, it really is. My number 2, I didn't really think this through all the way, but my number 2, I'm going to go with Mr. Mom, and that's because growing up as a kid, I think I watched this movie more than any other movie in my entire life.
Schooner Tuna.
There is, this movie doesn't hold up to today's standards, but
It definitely does not.
back in the day, though, man, I loved this movie so much. I don't know why. I revisited it. I chuckled a few times.
It's
recently.
hilarious. He's a man, and he has to do the laundry.
I also recently watched 3 Men and a Baby, and definitely the 80s definition of men handling children is kind of offensive to those of us that have children.
How could a man
machismo alone?
How could a man possibly handle doing the dishes?
But yeah, I'm gonna put that there just because it had such an impact on me as a kid.
That's fair.
It might be one of the first movies I ever saw. I know I watched it a lot even before I can't remember. So
I left Mr. Mom off of this one just because, while Michael Keaton did a great job and the movie was fun, it's just a come on guys sort of deal. Obviously, hey, she's making money, he's doing the house, the teamwork of the relationship needs to be the teamwork of any relationship. This isn't really a story worth telling.
I'm gonna be candid here. I've never actually seen Mr. Mom.
Yeah, you're not missing much.
Yeah,
you're not missing much.
I feel it's gonna be the same experience as when I finally saw The Princess Bride, where I'm like, I don't get it, but if you grew up with it, I'm happy you got it.
You're not a Princess Bride fan?
I know, we've been down this road before, Max. We're not getting on it again.
Oh,
you missed that episode, Max. You showed up every week, Max.
Not because.
I think it's no. I don't hate the movie. I just saw. I never saw it in childhood. I saw it a couple years ago, all the way through finally, and I was just like, okay, that was fine. I don't get the appeal, the long-lasting appeal across decades for it, but if you grew up with it, I can understand why.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I can understand that perspective. It just didn't speak to me because now I caught it so late in my life.
It's not like for me, there's the Hocus Pocus where this is a bad movie, but I watched it as a child and it always has a special place in my heart. Versus The Princess Bride, which I feel is a good movie. Yeah. Out and out, there's just a lot of good things.
It's good. It just didn't speak to me on the personal fawning level. Everyone in my life has been all about that movie. They're like, oh my god, The Princess Bride's so epic, so moving, so funny and hilarious. I'm like, it's fine. I think that's where it's where It's Fine was born. Yeah. This is just fine.
I had a similar reaction when I saw The Princess Bride because I saw it also later in life. I like it more than you described, I think, but I was also not one of those ones where it's this isn't going to crack my top 50 movies of all time, but it was fun.
Wallace Shawn is my favorite character. I thought he was really good. I mean, everyone's really good, and I just kind of wish I had more of Wallace Shawn in it, but I'm weird like that. Anyways, my number 2 is Birdman.
Yes,
we're on number 2, right? We keep getting
sidetracked.
Jason, you did your number 2, right?
Yeah.
Jason did number 2. Good. My number 2 that I'm doing right now is Birdman. Yeah. Birdman. There's a lot to be said there. Sure, there's the kind of the lampooning of his life, with regards to post-Batman career and stuff. But also, I just love how it gets into his head, this character's head, a lot, like psychologically, emotionally, with regards to his estranged daughter, with regards to this up-and-comer in Ed Norton's character, who he's got this rivalry / like dark reflection of himself there, to even like his, like his manager, estranged wife, and things like that. And I love the long takes. I'm a fan of long takes, so I'm all about him just parading around the street in his underwear while a drum solo goes off. So.
Yep, for sure. My number 2 is going to Johnny Dangerously.
I have not seen that. I'm looking at his IMDb and I'm realizing there's some movies of his I need to see.
That's
Johnny Dangerously, I freaking love this movie. And this might be another one where it's like, okay, you didn't watch it when you were a kid, like it doesn't hold up. I haven't watched it again for freaking ever, but like when I think of Michael Keaton, I this is just one of the things that I think of. So yeah, absolutely. Johnny Dangerously is my number 2. He plays a gangster in New York. I think it's in like the 40s or something. And his name is Johnny Dangerously, and and it's full of puns. Oh God, who's the jerk, like other gangster in this one? He's like, my father did that to me once, just once. Hold on.
There's Joe Piscopo, Peter Boyle. This is an 80s cast. Dom DeLuise.
Yeah. It's fully 80s.
Alan
For
Hale
sure.
Jr. from Gilligan's Island fame.
One sec. I'm looking.
Is it Danny Berman? I'm trying to remember if that's.
I don't even know this guy's name.
Griffin Dunn.
Joe Piscopo.
Yeah, it was
Danny
Joe
Berman.
Piscopo then.
Yeah.
Did they let Joe Piscopo out of the 80s? Is he just stuck in the 80s?
He lives forever.
Joe Piscopo's a
in the
canon
80s.
event. Joe Piscopo is our canon event. Can't be undone. He has to stay there.
Forever. He's actually living forever, but he's stuck in the 80s. Like new 80s Joe Piscopo movies are gonna come out, and we're just gonna always know that we've watched them already.
Yeah, you don't need to digitally de-age him. He's just naturally like that all the time.
All right, post the 80s, Joe Piscopo was did voiceover in Goof Troops, cameo in Sidekicks, Muggsy Manager in Batman the Animated Series, a couple other animated projects. He was in Sybil as Joe Piscopo, and then a few other made-for-TV movies, but he pretty much quit in the 2006, with the exception of coming back and doing an episode of SVU.
He's not going to
2018.
He's not going to do another gig until Huey Lewis and the News make their next album.
He should just ask if he can come back to Saturday Night Live. Man, Joe.
Hey, now, how do you know he never left?
He might still be there. Might be living in a cot in the back.
He's actually
it's an apartment set up in the rafters.
He's actually Pete David.
He's like Doctor Who. He regenerated into Pete David.
And Farley, Belushi, all have passed on. Joe Piscopo still alive.
Hey.
Honestly, that might be close to the truth, because apparently he is a resident of Lebanon Township, New Jersey. So he might be out by me right now.
Next door neighbor.
He's probably next door to me right now. He's like, "You talking about me?"
Have you been living next to Joe Piscopo this whole time? And you didn't even
I hope not, because if so, he took a turn for the worse. Because all I hear on Sunday mornings next door is hardcore Christian music. So
his two most famous movies are Johnny Dangerously and Sidekicks.
Which he had a cameo in.
No, it wasn't. He was the antagonist in Sidekicks.
Oh, okay.
He was the not. What's the name of that guy from Cobra Kai? Not Johnny, but the teacher from.
Yeah, I know you're talking about Kreese.
Yeah, he was Kreese. He was basically Kreese from Karate Kid.
Well, we have Joe Piscopo's number one fan, John Orlando here.
Hey,
hey, I like that timing, because we're going to save our number one, and that way John has to share his number one Michael Keaton performance with us.
Or his number is 5 through 4 also.
Yeah,
5 through 2.
Yeah.
My number one is Batman Returns.
Well, we were gonna wait to hear John.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm gonna go.
We were saving it for a treat. We were saving number one as a treat.
Okay. I can go.
5.
Michael Keaton. 5. I got to come up with 5. Jeez.
No,
5
number
Michael
one.
Keaton movies.
Come on.
In order from worst to best.
From worst to best. I don't. I can give
Go now.
Okay. I'll just go with one of my favorites would be one of probably the first 2 films I've ever seen Michael Keaton in. That was either Gun Ho or Mr. Mom.
There we go.
So there you
Gun
go.
Ho almost made my list.
Okay.
That was because that was a Michael Keaton movie that I hadn't seen. I was like, maybe it should make the list just to see if anyone else mentions it. So I'm glad you did. So that's your whole list right there, Gung Ho?
That's it. Gun Ho, Mr. Mom, Batman Returns, the original Batman, and The Founder.
There we go. Another fan of The Founder here.
There you go.
Right.
There we go.
Right. I like it. Not a bad list. Not a bad list at all.
Whew.
There you go. you did great on the spot. Great improv.
See, like that's why we freaking love John Orlando around here. Like, what a professional. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously he had done his homework. Obviously he knew what the subject was, and he came in hot. And even with a little bit of a hot take, Orlando on there. Like, I love this guy. Like,
thank you, Max.
You're welcome. Like, you deserve it, sir. So glad for
Before we get to John's segment, Mike and Max, what's your number ones?
My number one, well, I'll give you 2 honorable mentions first, just because I love him in these movies, but 1, he's dubbing a voice over, and 2, he's more of a supporting cast member, but I like him as Dogberry in Much Ado About Nothing. Very funny, very entertaining Shakespeare adaptation, and he's great in it. And then he voiced Porco Rosso in the American dub of Porco Rosso, and I just recently saw Porco Rosso and loved it, and I thought he was a perfect Porco. But Clean and Sober is my number 1 Michael Keaton performance. I really liked his very, very serious turn in that, where he could still be wisecracking and, have sort of a snarky kind of angle to him, but then when shit gets real. And
I need to see that one too. I haven't seen that. I'm surprised nobody has Jackie Brown on their list.
It's another one. Well, also, I mean, Jackie Brown, I guess, because he's not.
I guess we could wait until Max goes. I guess.
Yeah. There we go.
We already know what your number 1 is, Max.
Goes.
You haven't said Batman yet.
Yeah, okay. Well, I haven't said Jackie Brown yet either, so, I mean, and I didn't get to go, Jason. You're sitting here assuming anything's on or off my list.
It's Batman, isn't it?
It's 100% Batman. No, but, like, honorable mentions go to Spider-Man: Homecoming and Jackie Brown. He's great in those films.
The post-credit scene of Morbius, he's really good in.
Oh yeah.
Well, he might be good in it. It doesn't mean the movie's good.
gets the honorable mention of Morbius. What a wonderful film! It's totally worth the other 2.5 hours of bullshit you got to sit through to see Michael Keaton in that movie.
My number 5 was almost the other guys because I love Michael Keaton in that movie so much. Like, all he's doing is reciting TLC lyrics for like 90% of it, but it's amazing. Like, to me, that was his comeback movie. Like, he made that and then he went on and did other stuff. But I love him in that movie so much that it almost made my number 5. But I went more Michael Keaton-centric movies. Because besides Michael Keaton and The Rock and Sam Jackson dying at the beginning of that movie, that's like all that movie has for it.
It's got desk pop.
The desk, that was funny. Desk bump. All right, so John actually took one of my suggestions, and I was so happy about it. This isn't the story, but I'm going to tell this anyway. I had told John a while ago, I said, next time Brian comes to visit, hang up photos of him and his family around your house. So when he walks in, you look like a creep. Like, put one in the bathroom, get a huge framed photo of
Wait, you're forgetting the setup to this, because I have 4 of his posters for Staunch Ambition, and I finally got off my lazy ass and framed them all and put them in the spare bedroom where he stays, because they're awesome posters. So I'm like, I'm going to do that. And then Jason's like, you should take it a step further and just put random photos of him all around your house, which I did.
You didn't do it of the family, which I was a little disappointed on, but you did put one in the bathroom. So kudos on that, John. I loved it. I wish that you hadn't shown Brian. I wish you just let him discover it organically.
Yeah, no, you definitely shouldn't have told him beforehand. And also, if you could have somehow filmed the look on all their faces, like as they were like walking through the hallways and seeing pictures of themselves, like that would have been.
Were each of the pictures like next to like lit candles and stuff like
Yes.
No, but I went through his Facebook feed and found the most ridiculously embarrassing photos to print off. And I didn't actually tell him. I told him, I go, because he was going to go in the room. I go, look, I need to tell you something. And I turned on the light. I'm like, I framed your Staunch Ambition stuff, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, oh, cool. You know, and he was very humbled by it. And then he saw one of the pictures in the bedroom and goes, why is there another picture of me? I'm like, well, there's a game to be played today. That game is you have to find the other 4 pictures of you that are randomly around this house.
Oh my goodness. No,
I was not putting his family in there because I'm like, they have nothing to do with this.
Yeah, and you don't want to mess with another man's family. Like that's I see that, but
John, it would have been funny if you had gotten like a photo of his ex-wife and put it next to the bed on the stand.
Oh God! Oh God!
That's so funny. Oh.
Jesus Christ!
Jesus, Jason, what the hell's wrong with you?
I would have definitely just gone with way too many photos of John. Like it would have been like 100 photos.
But he did appreciate the gag. He enjoyed that gag.
Yeah,
so.
no, that's good. Like, that's pretty
good sport. Good sport. The friendship isn't ruined.
Right. By having pictures of his ex-wife.
That might have done the trick. But
I didn't say pictures. I said picture. It's one picture.
One is all you need.
Yeah. One right by the bed. Come on.
Yeah.
No,
John, actually, you should have put it in a bathroom and been like, this is motivation for you to get out of here faster.
Oh, nice. Okay, well done.
But this story could only happen to you, John. So I want you to tell these guys about your awesome experience at SpaceCon. And I'm really sorry I didn't come to SpaceCon to experience that with you because it sounds like
hey, soft spot in my heart for SpaceCon. That's where we first met.
That's right. Because Brian introduced me to you and Dan.
And yeah, I mean, like it feels like ages and ages ago, but
it really does.
I'm glad the con is still going, and I'm glad you guys are still going to it. That's so awesome.
Well, as we planned in January, February, I forget when Brian said he wanted to do space. I told him, hey, you can come and stay at my house, et cetera, et cetera. I'll help you work the table, et cetera, et cetera. And so we get down there, and I'll be very frank. Saturday was not a very good day for space. There was just other things going on. There was a Lego convention on the fairgrounds. There was that Animate Columbus show down. There were so many things.
Yeah,
it was slow. It was very slow. So, he and I, we do the table, whoever we get, we talk to, and then we started talking to other creators. So Brian comes back after taking a walk, and he's like, hey, man, there's a guy here that you need to meet. I think he'd be great for the podcast. Okay. He's a really cool dude, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. So I go and I talk to the guy, introduce myself. He's got a cool project. And I'm not going to say the name of the project, but and he told me all about it. Cool guy, super nice, right? Super nice. And so he's there at his table with a woman. I assumed significant other, very attractive young woman. And so, we continued. The day went on, and then I had made some arrangements with some folks to meet after the con and have dinner. And these folks know Brian, they're from other podcasts and whatnot, which the invitation was extended to 3 Geeks, by the way. So, Brian comes back and says, hey, that guy, I invited him to go to dinner with us. I invited both of them. I'm like, cool, that's fine. I'm awesome. This dude seems like a cool dude. So show ends. We go to the restaurant. And as we are pulling into the parking lot, this other person texts Brian, because Brian was smart enough to get their phone number, and said, hey, we're going to be there in about 5-6 minutes. Okay, cool. We go in, we get a table. Our other 2 guests come and join us. And the 4 of us are sitting there bullshitting, having a good time. And lo and behold, here comes the new people, we'll call them. The new people come. And they come in, And they like, I'm Brian, then there's me, and then there's our other two guests across the way. So this guy is standing by Brian, and his significant other is standing right here. And the next thing that comes out of that gentleman's mouth, I literally could not process what the fuck he just said. Because he says, and I quote, "I would like to have dinner with you gentlemen tonight, but I have just found out that my wife of 2 years has been fucking another man in a hotel. So I don't know if I'm going to be of the right mindset to have dinner with you all." What the fuck did you just say? Like, I literally was like flabbergasted. Like, A, why are you telling us this? B, like,
why are you here?
Yeah.
Why are you here right now?
They might have found out on the car ride. Like,
okay. Okay. So
but he had texted Brian. He had texted Brian.
We'll be there in 6 minutes. What? Oh my God.
So wait, I'm just backtracking a little bit because I'm trying to get the details right. She was there too?
Yeah. Stone faced, like, stoic as all hell. Like stoic.
That's awkward to put on people for the first time meeting them. That's a bit of an awkward interaction to have.
Second meeting.
Well, second meeting for some people.
Fair.
All right. The other two gentlemen were also as floored as we were.
Oh
so they
my
leave.
God.
So they leave. Wait, Max, it's not done yet. They leave.
I wish we were there. I wish I was there, John.
Oh man.
About 15 minutes later, he comes back in by himself. And he goes, "You know what? I'm going to have dinner with you guys because I wanted to have dinner with you guys, and she can wait in the car."
What? The what?
I actually like that move. Like, you cheated on me, I'm going to go eat.
I mean, yeah. For him, sure. Like, I great. You know, but like, how are we supposed to eat dinner with you, bro?
Yeah, it just places a lot of pressure on you to have a very engaging dinner at that point.
And how do you not? I mean, like, you're gonna sit down for dinner. Okay, I just met you, and I need to know everything now. So this horrible shit you've gone through, like,
don't worry,
you're gonna get to go through it again.
Hold on, though. But John left out the fact that they were telling the waitress the story as he was walking.
Yeah, because the waitress came. Yeah, the waitress came after they left and goes, "What happened to your other two friends?" And I'm like, "Well, apparently there's some marital issues there." She's like, "Okay." And then it was like, "So what do you guys want to eat?" You know, so I mean, it was.
She's like, I mean, I get that move too, because it's like, fine, I don't need the details unless you're gonna actually like give me extra on the tip. It's like,
right, yeah, like,
yeah,
I get paid $43.49 an hour if you want the therapy.
Yeah,
she makes, like, what was it, the Lucy maneuver, brings over like the stand up where the psychiatrist is in for 5 cents.
Yep.
So wait, this gentleman starts telling us about all of the supposed red flags over the last several weeks and months that this has been going on, which then makes me say, why did you wait until now to do this? And the thing was, he had explained,
why us?
Right. And he had exclaimed that he wanted to embarrass her. And I'm like, you could have done that where you're from.
So many places. Better ways. So many better ways to do that.
You made a multi-hour car drive with this other person, and you didn't think prior to doing that, going, you know what, maybe we should talk. So
also, yeah, that's a healthy thing to do in public with people who just met you. That's a really healthy thing to do.
He's there for like 15, 20 more minutes, and then he's like, you know what? He ordered like a drink, and then he's like, you know what? I'm not in a good headspace. I need to go. I'm sorry, gentlemen. I can't do this. So he leaves.
Yeah, no shit.
He leaves again. And then that was it. And then we sat there and were like, what the hell just happened? What just fucking happened? And we were mind blown. I mean, we had all kinds of theories. So Sunday rolls around. Brian and I march on into the Rhodes building for day 2 of Space. And lo and behold, guess who's at their booth with said woman that was cheating on you, this guy and that girl.
Well, but you said she was smoking hot, though, right?
She was. She was a very attractive woman.
There you go. This guy like realized he's not gonna do any better. Like,
I don't know. I mean, he was kind of a very much of a hipster dude.
Okay, all right. I don't know.
So he's got that swagger going for him.
I mean,
You know?
I don't know. If it was me, I might just have to bite the bullet on this. Like, well, I'm not doing any better. So maybe I still love her.
Well, their business is their business. Let me
just
say that.
Sure.
The core issue here is that, you just suddenly made it other people's business.
Right. Thank you, Mike. That's it.
Which is weird. It's weird. It's not healthy. Y'all should have been going to counseling probably.
Oh, he's not done yet, guys.
Oh my god.
There's more.
Oh my god. Okay.
It goes on into the next day, I'm sure.
So, well, you know what? I don't know if I mention the one thing, I think I might give away too much, but I'll try to see if I can tap dance around the one thing in this public forum. So
I need the tea, bro. You need to spill it.
So the gentleman does come down and starts, hey man, I apologize for last night, blah blah blah. Man, I didn't get much sleep last night. Spent 5 hours trying to hash things out, blah blah blah. I think we're gonna take off early, Okay, cool, man. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say to the dude. I'm like, cool, man, good for you. I don't know,
Oh my god.
because you can't trash the woman, because then you're like, well, number one, that's not fair. I don't know her side of the story. But number two, what if that triggers something like, hey, don't you be talking? I can talk about my woman like that, but you can't talk about my woman like that. And now you're fucked.
What you should have done, John, has been like, hey, if you want, I can stop by your place, put some pictures around the house. That'll cheer you up. It worked for my buddy Brian over here.
Well, then he ends up texting Brian this very weird text message about purchasing a particular type of typewriter. I'll just say it that way. And
Germany,
a firearm or something. I was like, what the fuck?
No.
It was a typewriter from Germany around 1938 to 1942-ish area.
Yes,
he wants a Nazi typewriter.
That's one of those words that can get us flagged, Max.
Yes, that's why I was tap dancing around the
My bad.
Anyway, are you serious? He was seriously asking for that specific type.
It said something about a German typewriter. I'm like, is that a Nazi typewriter? And Brian's like, I don't know. I was like, is that such a thing? I don't know. But
of course it's a thing.
I don't know.
John Googled it. He found out it was a thing.
I did not Google it because I don't want to end up on a watch list.
Yeah.
Anyways, so and then quickly there came another one like, sorry, dude, that wasn't supposed to go to you. That was supposed to go to Bill or somebody else. Blah blah blah. And we're like, okay, so.
Hey, Captain Overshare, you need to
Captain Overshare is a great,
You need to contain yourself.
Are you sure this wasn't some kind of reality show punk prank thing going on?
Yeah.
In the long haul. Like,
you just been zapped.
Did the dude look like Pete Davidson? Was he looking off somewhere where there might be cameras, being like, "Oh, my wife, I just found out."
He was eating Taco Bell breakfast, so I mean,
hey, I like
could have
Taco
been
Bell
Pete
breakfast,
Davidson.
John. Fuck you. I said I love Taco Bell breakfast.
Pete Davidson.
Oh, I get it now.
What the hell, dude? Watch some TV.
Oh
wait, you do.
I do. I just don't watch commercials.
Oh my goodness.
So
sorry, go ahead, John.
No, like the only theory that works came from one of the other gentlemen who stopped by Space the next day. He was like, I just feel like after that whole thing that happened and you telling me and seeing that they're here, he goes, I have a feeling they're like those people that have to have drama in their lives like all the time in order to, feel good about themselves or feel like they have purpose in the world or something.
They needed to feel anything.
I know what it's like. I had roommates like that. Yep.
Okay. So, but this is the craziest thing that has ever happened to me at Space or any other comic book convention ever.
Yeah.
Like just the amount of TMI that I was force fed this past weekend. I was like,
oh my goodness.
When he was telling Justin and Samantha and I this story on Sunday, we were just rolling at the table. Like it was just so absurd.
Oh
it
my
was.
God. I cannot believe they would just like walk into the restaurant and be like, hey, The relationship is over. Mine and her relationship. These people, like, we're obviously people that you know very well.
Yeah,
and
that's not the big flex he thinks it is. I don't think. Hey, random folks that we just met. This happened,
and some that we, you know, like, I mean, oh my god, that is amazing.
So when's he coming on the podcast, John?
Yeah, right. Like, no, can we get this guy on the podcast?
He's gonna be on your show, right?
Well, I did do a short interview.
That's why we're telling the story on the Three Geeks podcast and not on the PVD cast.
Yes!
He doesn't know who the Three Geeks podcast is.
Oh
That's
my
right.
god.
That's right.
Okay,
That is why I truly I was like, you know what? When Jason pitched it today, I'm like, yeah, I think I could share it because this guy doesn't know the Three Geeks.
John immediately removes all links and banners. Just for like a week or so until the heat dies down.
That is so good.
I have a feeling this story has been shared on other podcast formats too. I think so.
I don't go to a lot of things, you know, and I'm fine missing dinners and things like that. You know, like, obviously I hope everyone has a good time. Sure. But, like, you know, like I don't do a lot of things. So, but normally I don't feel bad about not doing a thing. Like, you know, everyone's like, "Oh, it was great, we had a blast." Like, and I'm like, "Good, I'm glad for you." I'm sad I missed this dinner. I am 100% sad I did not go to this dinner. I'm sad I didn't bring my wife to this dinner, and I'm sad that I didn't go, because to experience that would have been so awesome. Like, what the hell?
Nothing fun ever happens around me, though. So if I had gone and you had gone, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, it would have been a normal fucking dinner. Like, they would have been totally pleasant people, and like we'd have all ate and then went home.
Yeah. Well, and
you'd be having dinner with them right now.
Again, I will state, cool dude, very, very nice dude. Very late, you know. It's even cool after the fact when he was talking to us on Sunday. Still a cool dude, very nice.
Yeah. When he was talking about the circa 1942 typewriter he's looking to get.
Yeah. Well, that was in a text. That was not.
Sorry, wrong number.
I mean, Jason, you're the man of Googling. Did you Google like what a German typewriter?
No one's gonna Google that, John.
It's a wild story. I definitely would have felt extremely uncomfortable being around that situation, because I'm just like, it's your own personal thing, and it's dangerous. I mean, it is. It's essentially slut shaming in public, which I'm not down with, regardless of whatever their issues are. So I'm just kind of like,
You would have been as uncomfortable as I.
Yeah. That dog don't hunt, man.
Oh my goodness. That is so crazy. Wow.
So, folks, I want to thank you guys. There's no way of topping that story. So,
you just gotta go. You just gotta stop.
What we need is Michael Keaton to now make a movie out of that.
Can you imagine if we would have had John on at the beginning of the podcast? Like, it's like, my number 4. I don't even care anymore. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, it would have definitely cut our momentum, because I would just be thinking about that for the rest of the show.
Right, like, and my wife of 2 years has been having an affair.
All right, guys, we're doing top 5 affair movies instead. Let's go. There's a lot of them.
Oh my god!
Nice pulling right now. Seriously, thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm going to stall. I'm going to go.
I have to hear Mike's top 5 now.
Blood simple.
Go to youtube.com/MikeBigGTV. You guys can find Max and I at all of the Three Geeks locations everywhere. Check out Max on the VGMX, the Nerd Emporium YouTube channel. It's fun to watch him mess up on that channel. It's fantastic.
Shut up. Dude, I mean, like, the editor, he's cool, but he also loves to make me look like an ass. Like,
he does.
I mean, I do dumb things, and you know, like, you know me. I'm not the guy to put in charge of the technical stuff. I'm not the guy to make sure that the microphone is on.
You do, but that's how you get back at him, though. Is you're able to up your editing game and be like, "Oh yeah, I'll do this cut now.
Yeah. I mean, it's not often that you get confused as to badminton and backgammon. I mean, it's,
It is, to be fair, no, the videos that Max does over there are very, very good. It's just when mistakes happen, they play them very, very well and great for views. The channel should have a lot more views, so go check it out.
Oh my God! Sorry, just tying back to our initial Lord of the Rings, Magic the Gathering conversation. The most viewed video we have is the clickbaitiest video of all time. It's like Jeremy finds the one of one ring. That's what we titled it, and people still watch it. And then like that video has more dislikes than any other video has views.
Nice. That means you're making it, Max.
Hey, we're doing it. We're doing it.
But everybody, I'm going to end this on a video of John giving all of his plugs, and we will talk to you guys later.
Recycle your droids.
Hey everybody, how's it going? It's John Orlando from the PVD Cast, and I was asked to make a quick video to help celebrate an anniversary, and we'll do that in just a moment. But I think I need to remind you about my great podcast, the PVD Cast. It's available at pvdcast.com or through all of those major podcasting outlets like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio app, Spotify, etc., etc. All you have to do is put PVD Cast in the search bar. Sometimes you have to put my name after it too. I don't know why, but you do sometimes, and you should be able to find it. And if you want an even easier way to hear the PVD Cast, well, on Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do a little live Facebook broadcast through the Facebook page at PVD Cast. And there you can hear the week's episode as well. So 3 very easy ways to hear my great podcast. And, by the way, I have another one as well that you should check out, especially if you're a fan of 80s television. I am the co-creator of Matt Talk, the only Matt Talk podcast